Hi, my name is Jay. If you haven't been here before, my name is Jay. Um, you know, let's talk about movies.
Okay, let's go.
One movie I want to talk about?
Ratatoing.
I'm just now realizing how often I talk about rats on my channel. So, this movie was released in 2007, which I think it's funny that I'm talking about a movie and criticizing it heavily purely because that's how old I'm. It's as old as me. I might be older than it actually, but barely. Okay, so let's get into this. Ratatouille. It's uh interesting. It's really interesting on everything that it does and everything that it is. It's pretty much just a, you know, what do we call this? It's just a Ratatouille knockoff. It's just a Ratatouille knockoff. But it takes some creative liberties with it. And so instead of his name being Remy and being, like all part of the streets, his name is Marcel Tuing. Damn. I would look like a weird rat if my name was Marcel too. I look like a rat, but not a weird one. And he is the head chef of the Ratatouille, not Ratatouille, Ratatouille, restaurant. And it's actually really interesting because, what made them go with ing, Ratatouille? I don't know. They could have called it anything else, but yeah. So pretty much, let's get into the plot of it. Let's get into the beats. It opens up in the Ratatouille restaurant with a whole lot of like rats and everything all around, but they're all like really fancy rats critiquing the food, like Ego from the Ratatouille movie. They're like critiquing it, but it's everyone, and it's hilarious. And so pretty much it's just a lot of restaurant talk at the beginning, and it's so many goddamn, hey, can I meet the chef? Can I meet the chef? Can I meet the chef? Over and over and over and over again. And then it cuts to the kitchen, where it's Marcel and two other characters. I actually don't know their names because I don't know if they were ever said. Who knows? So pretty much they're all talking about like, oh yeah, tonight's really busy. We gotta get that special going. We gotta do all that. And he goes out to talk to the tables. He goes to this first table, right? The first table is pretty much just like, hey, like, we want to know the secret recipe. What's the secret recipe? And he just goes, it's work and dedication. And all of them are just like, bro, of course he would say that. Of course he would say that. Why wouldn't he say that? Fucking mouse. But they were like, why wouldn't you say that? That's, of course, what you're gonna say. And so, pretty much after that, he goes to another table that was like, hey, can you come over here? And this table was asking him, what are your secret ingredients? And he was like, hey, why are you holding a notebook? And the one rat's just like, notebook. What are you talking about, notebook? I'm not like, this is an autograph book. We want your autograph because we're such huge fans of you. And so he's just like, and like the other two rats, I'm just gonna refer to them as the others for this entire video. Pretty much, like, he's just like, oh yeah, whatever. It's just, yeah, here's your signature. But he didn't realize, or he didn't look at the thing at all, which I thought was hilarious. On the top of it, it said Ratatouille secret ingredient. And the entire time they were like, dude, what? And so, that's where it cuts, to the kitchen. All three of them in the kitchen. They were like, yeah, we had to fake an emergency or something to get you out of that situation because we know you're kind of shy and don't want to talk to them that much, right? And he's like, yeah, that makes sense. So after that, he goes with them and he's like, hey, we need more food for our food. And the other two are like, yeah. Then there's like in a Mission Impossible style, minute and a half long, like suit up scene, right? Oh my god, it drags, bro. I checked it. It's only 2.5 minutes or 1.5 minutes. But oh my god, dude, it feels like 3 hours of just like them like running around, just like It's so stupid. It's so stupid. I regret even doing that. I'm making fun of it. Not making fun of it. Of course I'm gonna make fun of it. Who the fuck does that? And so after this like minute and a half like thing, like minute and a half suit up, they're going to a human restaurant to steal ingredients, right? Ooh, that's interesting, right? Same thing as Ratatouille. Same thing as Ratatouille. So then the sus group, I'm gonna call all the rats that were like asking him for their signature and all that, I'm gonna call them the sus group or the sus rats or anything to do with them being sus.
When the imposter is sus. Bum, 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 bum. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun.
So they all meet up outside of the restaurant and are like, hey, we just want to learn the ways of ratatouing so we can replicate it with our failing restaurant. There's competitor rat restaurants. Like, they have, like, a whole society. An upper-class society. Which is interesting. And so, they go, and they're like, oh, we forgot the notebook. What if he comes back and reads Ratatouille secret ingredient? Oh, my God, what do we do? What do we do? They go back inside, because the front door is unlocked. They go back inside, and they grab it. Well, it's just one of them. She goes inside and grabs it, right? And then, she goes a little further into the kitchen, and sees this giant, massive, gaping door, right? And was like, well, I'm gonna go in it, because, like, where does this go? And it leads directly to the human restaurant. And she catches them in the act. And what are they doing? Well, they have spy gear too, which I think is really cool. Not cool. It's weird. They grapple hooked to a fan and saw strawberries on the table. So they're swinging and grabbing them. But one of them was a dumbass and actually accidentally switched it on. And it starts... And that's when the one rat, the sus rat, walks in, right? And it's like, oh, you guys are stealing human food. How can I sabotage this? So, she goes back outside, goes to the other rats, and is like, hey, in the morning, we're gonna go to the human restaurant and fuck with them. We're gonna make it seem like there's a massive rat infestation. So the entire time, you only see, like, the human, like, bottom half perspective with the rats running around. And all the humans are like, oh, there's rats, ah! And then, you know, they all meet up and we're like, we got that shit in the bag, bro. And so, then, like, after the human freak out, like, you know, the other rats, like, the main group of rats, they don't know that yet. And so after the day after the day at the restaurant is done, they're like, hey, let's go back, let's give it more. And they go in there, they take their little goggles, what do they see? Like fucking 40, 50, like 100 mouse traps on the ground, right? And Marcel, the main rat, almost falls for it, bro. He goes to grab the cheese, and then the thing like whoosh, And he's just like, what? He like flies back. It didn't actually catch him. And all of them were like, bro, you gotta be careful. No shit. And so he goes, right? He's going, and he avoids all of them, and he takes his little goggles again. Me. There's something on the counter. It's not a mousetrap. Well, let's go see what it is. Let's go see whatever that is. He gets up there. It's chocolate, like a whole ass unwrapped chocolate bar. So he's trying to pick it. He's like, he's struggling with this shit, dude. And what do you see on the side of it? There's a little thing that pops up out of the sink. It's a cat. It's an ugly ass cat too. If I can find a picture, or that's what it looks like. It's an ugly ass cat, bro. So this cat starts chasing him, and he fully has this thing like picked up on his back. That's like the equivalent of me carrying my bed on my back, full force sprinting. I can't do that, but apparently a rat can with a chocolate bar. And so he goes, and he's running around, and the other rats are just like, bro, let it go. We're fine. We don't need it, bro. And he's like, all right. So they leave. And they walk away with nothing. And all the customers the next day in their restaurant are so disappointed because they're sick of strawberries. Because that's what they got the first time they went. They're sick of the strawberries, bro. They're sick of it. And so, you know, like, it like pans over to the table of the sus rats, right? And they're like, man, we got that. We did it, bro. We did it. Wait, where do we go from here? And they're all just like, I don't know what to do. So the main group of rats, right? They decide, hey, let's go back to the restaurant. Try again. Okay? Sorry, I gotta scroll the page too. So they're like, oh yeah, let's try again. Let's do this again. We got this shit. And, you know, for a third time, minute and a half long suit scene. Dude, it's so annoying. 3 times. And I'm pretty sure it's the exact same thing, just copy and pasted all 3 times. Change it up a little bit, goddamn. And so, you know, they're going and they see cheese, right? And so Marcel, he's all like, hey, I'm gonna go to the counter and distract the cat. You guys go get the cheese on the table. So they do that, right? And Marcel, he's like, you know, chatting up the cat. Yo, what's your name? Where are you from, bro? And the other two were like, you know, with a bag, and they're just like, get that cheese. And so they go, and, you know, like the cat goes, hey, wait a minute, they're stealing cheese. The cat doesn't talk, by the way. It's just like, meh. But pretty much the cat goes like, hey, they're stealing cheese. I need to go after them. So Marcel, like, starts, like, being like, oh, don't go over there, and pay attention to me. And it cuts to the other two, like, grappling down the table and going to, like, leave. Well, they go to leave, and 2 of the sus rats, right? 2 of the sus rats walk up to them with, like, they look like swords, but they're like toothpicks. They're being held at toothpick point, being like, hey, you can't leave. You can't leave without giving us your cheese. And the other 2 are like, bro, go get your own cheese. Like, you don't need our cheese. And, you know, they do a little, like, hey, look behind you, bro. Look behind you. And the other 2 rats are just like, look behind me? What's behind me? It's the cat. Right behind the 2 rats. The sus rats. And the sus rats, like, whip their heads around, right? They, like, whip their heads around. And what do they see on top of the cat? Marcel riding that motherfucker. riding him, bro, sitting on top of his head, just being like, "Yo, what up? Get out." And the other two are just like, "We ain't getting out. We ain't doing nothing." And then Marcel's just like, I go get your own cheese. You don't need these little bags. You got a whole cheese wheel up there, bro. Go get it." The other two are like, "I bet." And so the sus rats try to go, but the other rats are like, "Hey, I bet you guys can't get through all the mouse traps and everything." And the sus rats are all like, "Yeah, we can." By the way, they have like posh accents, so like, "Oh, yes, we can. We can get through them. Not like you would bother." And so they go, and then it cuts to the restaurant again. They just skipped a whole bunch of shit, I guess. It cuts to the restaurant, and it's the two other sus rats talking, being like, "Damn, I'm kind of sad that they got napped, bro. They got caught. Apparently they got shipped off to a lab." Shipped off to a lab? Them dead. And so they go and pan over to a table, and the cat is sitting at the table. The cat's just sitting at the table. And so since the cat's just sitting at the table, Marcel explains like, "Oh yeah, like I made a deal with the cat, and we can go get food, and the cat can eat the food here that I make, and then the cat will never get us." And then that's pretty much it. It just ends. It just ends. That's it. Pan away from the restaurant, all that, and that's it. That's it. Movie's end. Done. Literally, I just have in my notes, I literally have, it cuts to the restaurant with the cat at the table, the end. That's pretty much it. And, I feel like this entire movie lacked structure. I'm not a film critic at all, but even I can notice that. Here's the thing, it felt rushed, but also I had to watch it at 2-point speed because every character is talking like this the whole movie, and it gets really, really, really annoying. So I had to watch it at 2-point speed so I could process it how I talk, how everyone talks, except for the slow people.
What?
Except for the people that talk slow. Not slow people. People that talk slow. And so, it's just even when I was watching it at 2-point speed, it still felt like it was dragging on and on. I think it was those suit-up scenes. Dude, those are so annoying. They were so annoying, bro. Why would you do that? Why are you doing that? Golly. But yeah, no, it was just... Anyways. That's pretty much the most of the movie that I'm talking about. I really hope I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. Just spat on myself. I do hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you liked it, please like and subscribe and follow and do all that. You can go check out my TikTok. I make horrible videos on there, just like on here. And you can check out that. Follow me on there. It's the same as on here. @J I think yeah. And hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate you. I will see you next time. Bye-bye. Not me copying Markiplier.
It's not healthy for you.
Have a heart, dear. Let the boy have what he wants.
Yes, Daddy, I love cheddar.
Is that so? But that ain't cheese. It's just plastic.
You're kidding.
That's okay, Mom. As it happens, I'm also very partial to